Well, let's now focus on Kerala, where a dispute between a teenager and her school became a statewide debate over hijab. This after the student sought the right to wear a headscarf or hijab to her school, while the Kerala High Court closed the plea on wearing hijab to school yesterday, as the lawyer appearing for the girl said that her parents had decided to discontinue her studies at that particular school and have now admitted her to another institution. However, politics has now erupted over the same issue. The BJP is hit out at the left government in Kerala, accusing it of vote bank politics after it supported the students' right to wear a headscarf. The BJP said that the Kerala government is not interested in the rights of the girl, rather it's interested in the politics. The party also alleged that the LDF government believes in vote bank more than the constitution. This after the Kerala government told the High Court that not permitting the Muslim girl to wear a headscarf to school was an invasion of her privacy and dignity and denial of her right to secular education. The government said the right of the girl to wear a headscarf in her house and outside it does not stop at the school gate. So that is what the Kerala government said. However, the parents of the girl have chosen to withdraw her from that school and shift her to another school. But the politics, however, remains. To talk more about this, we're joined by Rahul Ishwar, author and activist, someone who supports the BJP, and Saira Shah Halim, author and activist who supports the CPM. Rahul Ishwar, first to you, the BJP, talking about how that the Kerala government is now doing appeasement of a particular community with their stand on this issue.
Gargiji, I'm a Hindu right-wing activist, but we all respect the right of everyone to wear what they want. To be honest, the problem was made worse by the intervention of the Honorable Education Minister Sri Shivankutti, who is from the left and CPM. He made it worse. The school and the parent initially said we are on a path to consensus. And then it was the Education Minister who unnecessarily intervened and raised the temperature and created much more of a problem. That's such an evident thing. You can ask anybody in Kerala and media, whether they are right, left or center, they would agree it was an unnecessary intervention where he was unnecessarily needling and provoking. See, in a pluralistic society, we need consensus in these kind of things. And there is also a Kerala High Court verdict which says the right of an institution to determine the dress code is larger than the right of an individual to adopt a dress code of their choice in an institution. So there has been multiple High Court verdicts, including from Kerala High Court and Karnataka High Court. We all understand it's a grey area, and we are all very empathetic to that young child, the Muslim girl who faced such kind of sadness. We are all with her. I mean, every right-thinking person is with her. But we all wanted a consensus. But it was the left government who wanted to provoke, please have their own vote bank ideas in their sense that really worsened the problem. Yeah, and a consensus was being worked out.
All right. Let me get Saira Shah Halim, in on this issue as well. And the points that you're raising, Rahul Ishwar, I could see you were shaking your head. Saira, go ahead.
See, it is very clear that in a secular country, no student should be forced to choose between her faith and education. And it's very unfortunate that when people say that the government intervened, I think the government intervened in a very timely manner, and the government has intervened in a department where it's protecting a girl's constitutional right to religious practice as stated in Article 25 of the Indian Constitution. Let us be very categoric here. Now, banning the hijab, would discourage women from attending school or college, and that would potentially lead to more dropout rates within the community, and unfortunate. So I think what Kerala government did is laudable, because by intervening in this matter, they've ensured the student goes back to where it belongs, is back to access to education should not be hindered. Just
but Saira, do you feel that the matter could have been handled more sensitively, building a consensus, taking the school along? It's also unfortunate that the girl has had to change her school.
See, I'll tell you what. Now, there are communities wherein it's very conservative at their households, right? Now, if a girl is being compelled to choose between a hijab and an education, I would fight tooth and nail. You please wear the hijab, but do not drop out from your school. Do not stop the education, because true secularism ultimately means equal freedom, not erasure. Let us be very categorical. We are not trying to erase anyone. We are trying to give equal opportunities. And Indian secularism guarantees that, by saying Sarva Dharma Sambhav, that means equal respect to all faiths. And a secular classroom should accommodate plural identities and not just one. Okay,
All
so
right.
let us be very categorical.
Just one quick
And-
interjunction.
Right. Let me go across to Rahul Ishwar. The same applies, also to the BJP. Unfortunately, these issues, very sensitive matters, get highly politicized and it becomes very strident on both sides in the state. We've seen it happen earlier in Karnataka as well, and now in Kerala. Rahul
point
Ishwar,
out
your
one thing?
response to that?
Can I humbly point out one thing? See, all the platitudes that Sarah ma'am says, we all agree. But how to make it work? And the school and the parent were ready to work out a consensus. But Shivankuti, the minister, the education minister of Kerala, was provoking the school. He was intimidating the school. It was a CBSE school. But he was saying, he was implying that we will withdraw the permission for school to work. See, intimidation won't work. Threatening won't work. A soft conciliatory tone should be there from the people who are in the power. Suddenly, it's a very sensitive issue. We should respect that. Kerala, we have around 18% our Christian brothers and nearly 27% Muslim brothers, and living very amicably and harmoniously for many centuries. So it's a sensitive issue. Minister should have intervened in a conciliatory tone, but minister going with the hard left or the Islamist, he wanted to appease, and he was threatening the Christian school. So naturally, many people on the other side of the spectrum stood up. They said, now we have to also take some countermeasure. See, there is a statecraft involved. There is a kind of conciliatory tone involved. You can call it anything. Centrist consensus, Gandhian consensus. That didn't work. And even High Court today, what happened in effect happened is High Court said, the honorable judge said, I studied in a Christian school. I personally studied in a Christian school. We all respect Christian management. We should not be provoking them. And we are all happy that the girl got admission in another Christian school which allowed hijab. So these are some sensitive touch points, some fault lines in our nation, which we need to find innovative solutions. Rather than bringing these two sides, the minister was trying to provoke one side against the other for their own political gains. That was what really
Right, a lot of politics taking over, on this case. Saira, your response to that and the fact that the minister could have been more sensitive. And let's not forget, this is something that could happen again and again, and the government and society needs to be ready on how to handle it in the best way possible without it becoming this massive political debate.
See, the sad part is that BJP is trying to, make inroads in Kerala by, engaging in this divisive politics. Hijab was never a problem in India. Let us be very categorical. And the hijab is not merely a religious symbol. It is a personal expression of identity, autonomy. And I think right to bodily autonomy, right to dress the way one wants to is our constitutional right. Let us be very clear. A secular state's primary duty is to not enforce uniformity of appearance, first and foremost. So anybody, if the state is saying a person has to be uniform is not right, then, the same would apply to the Sikhs as well, that the state can tell the Sikhs not to wear the turban, and which is unfortunate. They should have the space for individual choices, especially those that do not harm others. Let us be very clear on that.
All right, final word, Rahul Ishwar, I have to wrap.
Please remember, pluralism is achieved by active actions, not by mere slogans. We have to work out solutions. India is such a huge, diverse nation, and Sarva Dharma Samabhavana is something everyone agrees, whether we belong to right, left, or center. But when issues arise, we have to find positive solutions that will...
Right, and I think that applies to both sides, even the BJP, not to politicize this, and make all these various accusations and each issue becoming a huge, a flashpoint in a particular state. And I think we're all agreed that these issues have to be dealt with sensitively. I'm out of time now. Thank you so much, Rahul Ishwar and Saira Shah Halim, for joining us on the program.